Let's finish with a TV review as American Horror Story's 11th season concluded on Disney Plus this side of the water last week. American Horror Story NYC is set in 1980s New York City as people within the tight-knit gay community there begin to disappear. Claus is the cop Patrick Reed, played by Russell Tovey, and his partner Joe Mantello's Gino Borelli, who runs a gay newsletter not afraid to ruffle feathers, both investigate and begin to unravel the case, and as there's a fear that there's a serial killer on the loose. This allows us to meet the likes of Billy Lord, Dr. Hannah Wells, who's investigating an outbreak of a heavily infectious disease in animals when we first meet her, Zachary Quinto's menacing Sam, known for his lavish parties and depraved kinks, and Charlie Carver's Adam, whose roommate disappears. This was released in the US last October during what's been a particularly busy year for the Ryan Murphy verse, as perhaps his last two chances at Netflix in Jeffrey Dahmer's Monster and The Watcher finally saw him hit in his new role. And you can kind of see that his legacy show, American Horror Story, was slightly neglected and undercooked as a result. There's a really good concept here, don't get me wrong. I don't think I'm spoiling anything to say that there's heavy allegories towards the AIDS epidemic, and that slight base in reality rather than the supernatural makes it unique among American Horror Story series. As with any Murphy project, the cast are strong too, and that holds the murder mystery aspect of this plot together. Though whether they're charming or likeable enough to want to follow for 10 episodes, I'll leave that up to you. I found myself more remembering to catch up with this upon every new episode release than actually running to Disney Plus every Wednesday. As we discussed with Babylon, though, endings matter, and a cursory glance at the IMDb episode ratings will tell you that the last two episodes kind of went off a cliff as far as audiences were concerned. The reason for that is that the show moved away from the plot and character integration that we had throughout the season, and it made it passable to that point, and instead zoomed out to the bigger picture, spelling out the allegory in large, impossible-to-miss writing, saying, "We're talking about AIDS, you get it?" As if that wasn't clear from the moment that we meet Billy Lord's doctor character in the opening episode, and then just chooses to dispense big moments that should be emotional jolts out of the blue in the form of dramatical musical numbers and montages that are no stranger to American Horror Story. But again, we followed these characters for so long that significant moments happening in their lives should be built up to and should mean something. I kind of admire the ambition of its intent here. It just doesn't stick the landing at all. You sense that with a bit more attention and workshopping, it could have been really powerful, but as it stands, it felt like a bit of a slap in the face. And look, we're heading into our 12th series of American Horror Story, so the show has had its dips before and always come back strong. I'm not particularly concerned about the franchise, but if you miss this one and just choose to jump in for the next loop, you're really not missing much.